Okay, guys, so I had made this into a regular video, and I was in the process of editing it. I actually made it like 3 times and tried to edit it 3 different times, and it didn't, for some reason, come to, what is that word, fruition or something like that. But obviously, because this was the correct setting in which to do it, I think I like this live scenario a little bit because I wrote this down weeks ago, like my little, not script, but you know, outline, and filmed the video weeks ago. So I might as well just do this and get it out there on my TikTok today. So, hi you guys, I'm Nikki motherfucking New Hope, aka Daddy Issues, and on this edition of Ho Life, we're going to take a look at an all-in-one platform that was Ho founded, that boasts the highest income potential in the industry, which is a pretty big claim. So, the site I'm talking about is iwantclips.com. And they claim to be an industry leading. And when I say Ho founded is because the person that founded the website is a clips producer as well to sell content and services. iwantclips.com is an easy to use, and by the way, this is not sponsored. They never told me to do this. I mean, I've never been in contact with them other than me selling on their site. So I'm just passing along the information. Because I made TikToks today about the different categories in which you can film fetish videos for that aren't sexual in nature. I mean, you don't have to feel guilty or guilt or shame or not naked, such as yawning, burping, coughing, sneezing, belly buttons, armpit fetish, so on and so forth. You know, clipping your nails, tapping your nails on the screen. I listed them all on TikTok. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. But if you want to see the whole entire list, just go to iwantclips.com, click on the category section. There's about 800 different tags. And you can see the amount of videos that are under each tag. And obviously, the more videos under the tag, the higher the demand for those types of videos. You see what I'm saying? And just how it works. So, like I was saying, iwantclips.com is an easy to use site that has a clean user interface and decent traffic without much marketing. They don't do very much marketing, but they still receive a decent amount of traffic. The content uploaded to the site caters to a wide variety of kinks, over 800 of them actually. See, I'm reading from my little script thing from the video, which are all listed in tag form underneath the categories tab. But iwantclips.com is most commonly known for the femdom and fetish content that it hosts, which makes it an obvious recommendation for people under those niches. But I recommend it for absolutely everyone, just like record your life. People make their profiles super cute, as far as like the thumbnail that they choose to display and stuff. Like there's this one blonde girl, you'll run across her if you even just poke around for a little bit. She's like on one of the top selling artists, and all of her videos, like she has them very, like her profile, it looks really nice because it all is like in pink and like a certain like aesthetic, I guess, which makes it much more visually appealing, you know, aesthetic that looks really enticing and nice. And she's one of the top. I mean, the reason I found out, I know I'm skipping ahead, my brain is like ping pong. The reason I found out about this site and got interested in it was because A&E did a like special or something. It was like 2 hours long, and I can't remember exactly what it's called, but something to the extent of like sex sells in America or something like that. And so they followed a male escort that I wasn't that interested in. They followed a clips producer. That's why I got interested in this, and a couple other it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. But the clips producer, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, I will have to remember it and tell you it later. She was so interesting, but if you want to, they have it on the on demand, you can watch it. But she said that she paid off all of her tuition with these clips. She paid off her new house with these clips, and I was like, oh, and they were just fetish clips. It's just of her stomping on cake with her bare feet, of her sneezing, of her, you know, just, and then she did this really cool thing where she put like a bunch of glitter. I know that my hand's shaky, but I'm wearing a top where you can see my nipples. If I go too low, I'm trying to avoid that. Sorry. And she did this really cool thing on camera where she had like a black light going, and then she had like baby oil, and she put glitter in it, and she like poured it on her feet, which was really nice and artistic. Not autistic, artistic. Either way, it's fine. Um, so that's what got me interested in it. So check that out maybe. But anyways, so if you go on iwantclips.com, yes, baby. The dog I'm talking to, my dog. There's a tab that you see on the front page that says top lists, not top lists, but top lists. And if you click on that, then you can see the top selling categories, the top selling content, and the top selling artists to get a better idea of obviously what's selling and what's hot and what works on the site. And then the categories section shows the 800 different tags, and you can request other tags to be added to that, but I don't see why you would need to. It's pretty inclusive that way. And all the videos listed underneath them. And the way that you get noticed on the site, because somebody asked me, like, how do you sell videos? Like, how do you get customers on the site? Well, I mean, it's usually people that go on the site are looking for a specific thing, so they're going to click on a specific category most of the time, and then just scroll through those to their heart's content. And I mean, you know, if there's only one page of content for that category or whatever, like, you're very likely to, you know what I mean, like, get those people with those fetishes. Also, when you upload a new piece of content, it goes to the front page of the site. So that's a great and consistently, so that you can be on that front page. Like, and if you make 2 or 3 videos and you have them ready to upload at once, don't upload them at once. Space them out so that you can take full advantage of, you know, the front page. So iwantclips.com allows you to sell clips, phone sex, fan clubs, and customs. I wouldn't recommend using their fan club feature, but that's just me. Like, I'm not knocking them, but I'm just saying, like, the fan club feature is basically you have to use it in their site. It's not like you're selling a subscription to one of your already social medias. Like, you would have to post on a whole new platform and act like it's fucking Facebook or Instagram, but only it's through their site. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just not as, I don't know. It doesn't just mesh as well as other things do. It's, you like OnlyFans just meshes with Twitter. You see what I'm saying? But anyhow, and they allow female, male, transgender couples. The model percentage payout goes from 60% to 80%. They cover chargebacks. They allow regional blocking. They offer DMCA services. So then if any of your content gets taken off of this site, and you know that it was taken off of this site and illegally distributed on the internet without your consent, they will not only help you get it taken down, but also help you to any legal action that could be taken against the people that redistributed your content illegally, which is a great resource, because a lot of sites don't offer that. A lot of sites just without even letting you know, reuse your content and don't tell you, and use you to market. So yeah, you have to always read. I hella hate how this is bouncing around. You always have to read the TOS, the terms of service, and the user agreement to make sure, you know. But anyways, they allow studio accounts, so more than one model, obviously, you know what studio accounts are, can work under the same account. You can upload multiple videos at a time, but with their FTP service, and what FTP is, file transfer protocol. I've never been able to figure that out, and I'm like, okay, so you can try it and see how it works for you if you're kind of savvy. Figure that out. What I recommend is, if you're trying to upload a couple videos at a time or several videos at a time, wait until right before you go to bed, open up like 4 or 5 browser or however many videos you have, windows, and upload, you know, and put each video on each browser window and let it upload while you're sleeping, because when you wake up in the morning, you can just click post, and it's easier that way. You don't have to sit there and wait for it for an eon, because that gets very discouraging and time consuming. You see, so they encourage you to bring your whole content library over. I mean, just as any other site would, but like I said, space it out. And they all also boast that all of the content is stored on their cloud, which advertise that, and they're like, oh, well, if ever you lose your computer or you lose your phone and you can find your content, you can re-download it from our site because we have it on the cloud. That's great. I don't know if it's a selling point for most people, but for them, they think it is. So I'm just telling it to you. Do with it what you will. So yeah, like I said, recent upload stream on the front page to provide exposure. So then as far as like, okay, so the video side, the clip side, it has an upload like template that you always are going to use, like when you go to upload anything really, even if it's pictures, audio, whatever. And so at the top of that is going to be a title where you write your title. And I wouldn't suggest using like descriptive words. I'd use words that people are going to search for in my title. Very, you know, tagish words in my title. And then in the description, use your descriptive words. I don't know if they give you a character limit or whatever. They will let you know if one of the words is not acceptable and you'll have to rewrite it. They'll let you know which word is not acceptable because some of them just aren't, just due to laws. And then after that, you pick 2 or 3 tags that you want your video or piece of content to show up underneath, and then you pick a couple categories. After that, there's the option to automatically tweet out on your Twitter profile that you uploaded a new piece of content. Hey, it's me, I'm on I Want Clips. I wouldn't do that because I have before and it's gotten very out of hand and it just looks super spammy, because so then like when you allow them to do that and you connect your Twitter profile, they also then go ahead and tweet on your behalf without you actually like telling them to. So then all of a sudden your Twitter profile just looks like a robot, and there's no such thing as like mass deleting tweets. You have to individually delete tweets one by one, which is I didn't know that at the time. And then after that, like you'll see where you get to browse your computer for the file, and then you price it for preview generator, and that's pretty cool because like it's very customizable. I don't think that's a word, but if it is, that's what it is. You get to pick exactly which clips go on your preview, what it exactly looks like, and if it has sound or not. So that's fully up to you. And then you have the option to either publish it now or publish it at a future date, and you can set it for whatever date and time that you want to. They also have a lot of neat add-ons on the site that you won't find anywhere else. It's like well known for femdom and findom and stuff like that. They offer an upcode maker to price content. Like you give somebody a coupon, but it doesn't make it cheaper. It makes it more. It makes it more expensive because findom people are into that, which is interesting. It's an interesting concept. So yeah, you have full control over whatever you want to price it, all your content. They handle the payment processing and delivery of content, so you make sales while you sleep. Let's see. What's required to get started? Obviously, a photo ID. You're always going to need a photo ID. They're not going to do anything with your photo ID. They are in the business of making money, so why would they do anything with your photo ID? It's not. They're not selling your soul to the devil. You're going to be fine. I promise. It's for age verification purposes, and all of that information is kept private and secure. And the next thing that you will need, and the only other thing you'll need to sign up, is 5 pieces of content. In clips, photos, audio files, documents, any variation of that, just 5 pieces you need to upload before your store goes live on the site. If you have any trouble signing up for any reason, they have a very efficient little support team that will happily assist you with the process. So how much do artists make on I Want Clips? They have pretty good payout percentages. If I do say so my motherfucking self. So artists make 60% on clips, audio, and documents. Artists make 70% on phone, pay-to-view messages, and fan club subscriptions. Artists make 80% on tips and tributes, and artists make 100% on custom clips. And the way that they make 100% on custom clips, because you get to price it however much you want to. It has to be above $5 on their site for custom clips. $5 per minute. So anywhere above that is fine, and then they charge the customer the fee. So you get to keep 100% on the custom clips, okay? So when it comes to selling custom clips, they make it really easy, because what you're going to do as an artist is set all of your settings up so that they know what you will or won't do. You choose which categories you're okay with doing. You set your per minute rate to whatever you want, above $5, and you set like the length of time. Like, I'm only going to make videos that are under 5 minutes, or between 5 minutes and 7 minutes, whatever you want it to be, so that people know what to expect. And then you set how long before you will deliver it. It'll take me 4 days, it'll take me 9 days, it'll take me a fucking generation. Whatever you want it to be, you put it there. They know what to expect. There's no discrepancies. After and then they go to they're at your page, right? And they have like a little request custom button on their end of it, and a little form pops up and it shows all your options, and they kind of type in what they want and shit like that. So then you have the ability whether you want to, accept it or deny it. It's up to you. You can say, fuck this shit, I don't want to do it, deny it. You know what I mean? You'll never hear from him. I mean, you might hear from them again, but it won't bother you. You see what I mean? You can just, it's up to you. And if you do accept it, then a countdown will display on your end of things, letting you know how long you have to complete and turn in the fucking essay that you're writing for your fucking book report. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then also a message box will appear so that you can chat back and forth with the customer in case there's any questions, concerns, comments, whatever have you. The site will send you email reminders when the due date becomes close, filmed or made to satisfy this custom uploaded onto the custom request order form, and I Want Clips delivers it to the customer. Then funds will automatically appear in your account. So then it works like an escrow system, if you know what that means. Basically, they hold the money in the middle, so nobody has to feel like, oh, well, what if you scam me, And then the next thing that they offer is, I know this is a lot of information, I'm sorry, I'm trying to run through it, is phone sex and paid talking. So it's kind of a cool platform to do that on, because you connect your phone number to the platform, right? They keep that shit secure, hidden. They never tell anybody anything about it. Calls are encrypted. So then the phone number, you can set the per minute rate at whatever you want to control. You can create as many phone lines as you want to in multiple categories, like as many different categories you want to. Like if you want a girl next door category, and you want a MILF category, and you want a cyberpunk category, and you can have all these categories, all these different phone lines, and charge different rates for each line. You see what I'm saying? And that's absolutely fine. And you can turn those lines on and off whenever you want to. And then the cool thing is, whenever phone calls or text messages are coming through to you, they're always going to show as the same number. So you can just save that shit in your phone book as like work or iwantclips.com or whatever, so you won't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be a new number every time you're like, fuck, is this work or is this my fucking doctor? No. Subscriptions, I told you I wouldn't necessarily recommend this on this site, because you have to use it like its own free Facebook, and that just becomes a little bit much. But if you want to, then be my guest. The next thing they offer is selling pay to view messages. So this is kind of cool, because it allows you to send, say, like a thirst trap photo or a thirst trap video, or like whatever. If you want it to be text or audio, that's fine too. If you're creative, do it. You can send this thirst trap out to one person, or you can mass message. You can message the entire community on the site if you want to. No holds barred. Like, I don't know, no holds barred, whatever. You know what I mean? You can mass fucking text people, and then if they want to view your thirst trap, they have to pay whatever you priced your message at. So yeah, you can send that to one specific person. You can send it to all the people. So that's neat, because you could just, if you need some money, throw it out there, see what happens. You see what I'm saying? They do offer an artist referral program, but the way that works, you earn $30 for every artist that earns $200 or more in their first 6 months. So I just don't really, I wouldn't set my hope high on that end of it. And then the last thing is they have a tip and tribute widget. So there, if after you've made a profile and you've signed in and stuff, there's like a lot of tabs that come up. One of those tabs is widgets, and you can customize this widget, and it gives you a like an HTML code that you can then copy and paste to another site, another blog, your website, whatever, and it comes up as like this cute little widget that people can tip right through there. Like, you know what I mean? They can input the amount and they can choose to pay you with whatever way they pay you, and it will go directly into your I Want Clips fund. And you get 100, right? You get 100% of tips, right? You get 100% of tips and tributes, don't you? Let me go back up, scroll back up to make sure no, you get 80% of tips and tributes. So actually, on all actuality, if it's going to be tips and tributes, I wouldn't necessarily utilize their tips and tributes widget unless it's just easier and people, the man, woman customer wants to just use that. I mean, otherwise, I just have them send me a tip or tribute to fucking Cash App because I get 100% of that shit. Same time. And then, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything else. They offer like certain promotion and featured artists opportunities. They don't offer new model status like on some campsites, based on the fact that if they did have like a new model status, right, and they're sending people to your profile just based on the fact that you're a new model, it wouldn't really do you any good because usually new models don't have that much content uploaded. Therefore, it wouldn't help you very much until you have a library of content to choose from. That's going to be your best bet, is to have a large library. Just like if you're selling on Poshmark or Mercari or something, it helps you to have a full closet of clothes, because people usually like to bundle items, or you know what I mean, if they're buying from you, they could just buy a couple more things from you. Maybe they want something, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying, the idea of it. It's better to have a full library to choose from than to just expect people to keep coming back and checking. You might as well just make sure that there's a lot of content there to choose from. They have like artist spotlight on their I want blog. Everything with them is I want. So it's I want phone, I want customs, I want social, I want fucking dick. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And then they have like shit where you can do their Snapchat takeover. That would get you a lot more fans and a lot more, I'm running out of fucking words at this point, exposure. And they do features on their Twitter and their Instagram. I don't follow, so I'm not sure, just to be honest. And I also have like a I Want radio show, and I've always been interested in listening to it because they do have pretty noteworthy people on there, artists or people in the industry on there that I've really wanted to hear, but it only plays on Sirius and it only plays live, and like I've been able to find where they replay it. So like good luck with that. Sounds like a great idea though. So yep, that's iwantclips.com. Check it out. It's a platform for you to sell videos of you yawning, burping. I went through all the categories on TikTok. Biting your nails, fucking doing a handstand, goddamn eating a banana, fucking. There are 800 tags, okay? You could clean your ears out, you can fucking shave your head, whatever it is. Like, there's a category for that, okay? Like, there's an app for that? No, bitch, there's a category for that. And you can literally ignore the camera. That's a category, ignoring. Ignoring. So do that shit. Why not? Just record yourself like random moments of the day. Like, this is me sleeping. This is me brushing my hair. Throw it up there. You never know. Because all day, every day, like, not all day, but I'm saying like literally consistently, probably 5 days a week, I will get just a random notification, just like when I'm like washing the dishes or, you know, laying down in bed. And then I'll be like, oh, sold another video. Don't have to do shit for it after you've already uploaded it. You see what I'm saying? So it's great passive income, and it's like a nice little boost in your day. Like, oh, made some money. And you can cash that out after, you know, whenever you want to. I like to save it up in my account until I reach a certain point, or just try to save it in there indefinitely, because it's easier to save it in these sites the account balances, than it is to save it in my fucking hand. We know how that is. Somebody asked right now I saw it pop up, what Cash Apps do I recommend? I recommend Cash App. I recommend Cash App. These are the ones I use. I only use Cash App. And then I've used alternatively Zelle and Amazon Allowance. I used once, but it was kind of confusing, but I know that that is an option. I wouldn't take gift cards. I wouldn't take checks. I don't take wire transfers. I don't take promises. I don't take credit. I don't take. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna get a Stripe fucking thing and swipe people's card. No, no, no. Don't do that because that's so illegal. Even worse. Unless you have a legitimate site. Like if you set up a website and you're selling content through there, yeah, you can make little items and have it represent something for the amount. Do you see what I'm saying? And then like tell people to go there to pay for it through the site, but then you're going to also incur all the processing fees and stuff like that. So I use Cash App. And the reason I don't use PayPal and Venmo is because they will not allow me to have an account for the rest of my life. I got cut off from them, no mas, because somebody, first of all, I had a whole bunch of disputes on my PayPal account and I won a lot of them, but I know that somebody or a couple people took them off like, hey, she's a sex worker and she's using it for that or this. And a lot of the amounts were very close to each other, and you know what I mean, like in the you know what I'm saying, like the same amount, like $400, like a whole bunch of times. You see what I'm saying? So then it like just, I wasn't being as careful as I should have been. And Venmo is they're the same company. So, and then I was transferring, and I found out this later too. Like oh yeah, that's the other thing. I was changing my name on my Venmo so that people couldn't see my real name. And I should have, that's why I tell you guys to change it back. If you're going to change your name to where people can't see it, before you send it to your bank account, change your name back to your legal name. Otherwise, they're going to fuck with you. They won't give you your money. They won't transfer the money. And when you call them, they're going to be like, well, can you verify the name? And you're going to be like, I just changed it because I didn't want nobody to know this is what happened to me. I didn't want anybody to know my name when they were sending me money. Well, why wouldn't you want any? Because it's only supposed to be used to send money between like friends and family for like gas or like dinner or whatever. It's not supposed to be used for any business transactions. So they really are not with that shit. But the cool thing about Venmo, as well as Cash App, in their user agreement, they basically say, we don't care if your card was used fraudulently. We don't care if your card was stolen. We don't care if you made the same transaction 4 fucking times and you didn't mean to because you're click happy. We don't care. We're not getting you the money. So on the sex worker side, that's a pretty cool part of it. As opposed to PayPal, where they can either flat ass take the money back, cancel the transaction, whatever. It makes it harder to do if you have them send it friends or family, like I said in one of my TikToks. And if you have them, like if it's a donation of like $300, into unequal amounts. So have them send $151 and $149. They don't need to fucking know why, but you know why. Because it's going to be a lot harder for them to try to reverse it if they wanted to. Because you can argue the fact that, like, why would he send me 2 payments for different amounts to this same fucking account if he wasn't supposed to? Like, no, this is definitely a correct transaction. And if they try to dispute it, just be like, I sold something on Craigslist, a PS4 or something like that in person, and now the guy's trying to scam me. And they will release the money to you. I've done it plenty of times. But eventually they'll get sick of that shit, and you don't want it to happen to where you have fucking, $5,000 in your account or something and then they freeze it because they won't give you shit and they won't give you an explanation. You're fucked. The other thing is like Cash App. I was doing the same thing, just like I changed my name so that nobody could see my real name. I had my stage name on there, so that when people send me the money, they saw my stage name, and I was transferring it often to my safe. And the mailing address on my safe checking account was my dad's address, so I wasn't like getting the mail and stuff like that from them that they were sending me, because apparently they were sending me letters that were like, stop sending your fucking Cash App money to this account because it looks like business transactions and this is a personal account. How long should you keep it until you put it in savings or checkings? No, as long as you make sure that your name, you switch it back to your legal name before you do it. And if you're talking about PayPal, then immediately send it over to your checking. Cash App, it's safe in there. Venmo, it's safe in there. They can't take that money back. But like when I was escorting and stuff, and like people would pay me in PayPal, they would send the PayPal over, because the way I do it is electronic payments. You have to pay half of the money up front, if not all of the money up front, depending on how I'm feeling or how sketchy you are or whatever. Before I even leave my house, you have to send it to me, because I made the mistake one time of being like, oh yeah, you're gonna pay PayPal? Okay, I'll be there. And then I went there, and then I'm looking him in the face, and he's like, what, how do you set up PayPal? And I'm just like, oh my God. So like literally all of my rules, or like all of my tips that I tell you guys, they come from a place of me being independent and me having to figure this shit out by myself, and me making a mistake. So it comes from experience. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you guys anything blindly or anything like that. So what I started to do was I would collect the donation or the deposit before I even left my house, right when they made the appointment. That's if you want to pay me in cash, sure, I'll take it when I get there. But you're choosing to pay electronically, therefore you need to send it right now. So, and then I would immediately go to the ATM, because I also made it to where PayPal offers like a business debit card thing. You just have to, like I said, be careful with the transactions and how you're writing them down, and then like what people are leaving in the notes and shit like that, and the increments, and like really beats, otherwise you run the risk of, like me, I can never have a PayPal account. But I would just, on the way to the appointment, after they sent the money, I would go to the ATM, put my little PayPal debit card in there, take the money out, and then proceed to the call. And because sometimes, like, I don't know if you guys know that much about PayPal, or if you've used it that much, but every now and then some fucking weird shit happens to where they sent the money, but it doesn't get to you, and it's like, oh, the check isn't cleared yet, like you have to wait 3 to 5 days. Like, I'm not doing shit for it. That's your bad, bro. Try to send it again. Go to the ATM to get the cash out. Like, I understand you sent it to me, but you have to understand I did not get it. Okay, it's in limbo, so therefore nothing going. Like, I'm not doing it on the strength. Like, it's just not happening. So just always err on the side of your gut and you first. Just think, okay, in this situation, what can go wrong? And if it all goes wrong, if everything fucking bad happens in this situation, am I going to be satisfied with the precautions and the prior proper planning to prevent my piss poor performance that I took before all of this shit happened? Am I going to be satisfied with you know what I mean? Am I going to be able to be accountable and be like, okay, I did everything that I know that I can to prevent this from happening. It really wasn't my fault, because you don't, at the end of the day, want to be like, oh, fuck, I knew it, and I didn't listen to myself, and I didn't take any precautions, and I didn't listen to Nikki's tips, and now because I'm him. But me telling you stuff like this should help you to have one less. You know what I'm saying? Because those are hard fucking lessons. Those ones suck so bad. Especially like when you really, like when I was a baby hoe and it happened to me once or twice, and it's like you really needed the money, so you were really eager and you just jumped on it and you didn't really think, and you ended up in a situation where they, like, you know what I mean, like slid one over on you, but you already provided the services, and then at the end you're like, oh, so it wasn't real, you're not gonna, you'll only have that happen to you one fucking time, because it does feel absolutely like the R word. And I consider it to be such. So just have your own back above all else. You cannot act like you have feelings, in a sense, like after they've gave you your compensation, because this is a service. This is a service industry. After you've been compensated, because it's money first, then you have, all the ability to be genuine and sweet and honest and vulnerable and everything like that if you choose to be with the person, which is nice. It's a human experience. It's the most honest experience in the world, in my opinion, because you don't have to lie to each other. You could just be real. But first, everything has to, the business side of it has to be done first so that you guys don't have to focus on that and it doesn't have to be weird. That's the way I explain it. The business has to be done first, which should be easy to understand. But always just have your own back first, and if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't fucking make sense, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Most of the time, if you find yourself wondering or having to ask or not really being sure about it, it's fuck shit. It's fuck shit. It shouldn't be that hard, especially for people who have the money. And now we're going way off the topic of I want clips. We're going on to some in person. Even if it's not SW shit, and it's just people shit, just people shit. Just always don't be like, the best lesson that you should like be able to learn to get money first is go watch a couple episodes of Bang Bus. That's your homework. Like, if you don't understand why you should get them, and that shit's fake as fuck. It's all fake. Like, it's all set up. But watch it as if it's not. Just watch. If you don't understand why you should get the money first, just go watch a few episodes of Bang Bus, and you'll understand perfectly. Don't be that bitch. No. Man will never pay you the same amount after he's already come. No. I'm sorry. Not even if you're the best looking, best smelling, best tasting, best fucking, woman on earth. It's just not worth the amount of money. And they'll tell you that too. You know what I mean? That's the truth. We can all just be honest. And I just am so glad that I get to listen to you guys, because I searched endlessly for it when I started in this business, and there just was none. So I'm just hoping to educate a new generation of sex workers that has to take one less loss, one less mistake, one less fumble. You see what I'm saying? That can be that much more strong and powerful and not have to be, weakened and stuff. And then who knows what it can give birth to? Who knows what it can give birth to? That might open up a whole lot of doors, like legalizing it or at least decriminalizing it. That would be great if everybody is educated and in nation, and you don't owe anybody any. But anyways, I've been on here for hella long, so I'm gonna get to you.